Okay, this video is about the medical futility cycle. The painting here is of Vincent van Gogh. It's a self-portrait from 1889. And Vincent van Gogh, cut off his ear because he had a craziness phase. He had a temporal lobe epilepsy, which can be associated with hypergraphia and hyperpaintia, meaning that person writes a lot like Dostoevsky or they paint a lot like Vincent van Gogh. And the point here is that Van Gogh did this to himself because he was crazy, versus most people, they injure themselves because they're ignorant, and ignorance is curable. Okay, so the modern medicine futility cycle is the patient eats the meat, the oils, the processed food that makes himself fat and sick. Also, what a lot of people don't realize is they're exposed to tremendously high amounts of estrogen chemicals. And these estrogen chemicals, they program the brain to think the person's pregnant and to gain weight because the baby might need that energy in the future. And people are exposed to tons of estrogen through all this processed food. The herbicides, the glyphosate and the atrazine have estrogenic components. They rub estrogenic chemicals, tons of, almost all of these things. Anything you could rub on yourself probably has estrogen preservatives in it. And tap water has lots of estrogen. It's too expensive for municipal water filtration to remove it. Okay, so the patient becomes fat, hypertensive, diabetic, fatty liver, gastroesophageal reflux disease, erectile dysfunction, coronary artery disease, and a whole bunch of other things. They all go in this whole pattern of chronic disease of affluence or Western countries. Okay. Patient goes to the doctor, and the doctors don't know anything about nutrition or estrogenic chemicals. It's actually true. It's amazing, in retrospect, but doctors are trained, and they go through med school and residency. They learn almost nothing about nutrition or estrogenic chemicals, and these are the most common causes of disease. So the doctors don't know. They're bright people, they're hardworking people, they want to help the patient, but they are ignorant of what actually causes disease. They're just told things happen as you get older. Okay, so the doctor will prescribe a pill, and the pill will slow the downward deterioration a little bit, but the patient still progressively deteriorates, crashes, and burns. Go to any hospital, you'll see nonstop. Go to a radiology department, look at the films they read. Amputation, 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 open heart surgery, open heart surgery, open heart surgery. It's nonstop, okay? Stroke workup, stroke workup, stroke workup, okay? It's nonstop. All right, then here's the motto of this talk. You can't cure a dietary disease with pills, and most diseases are dietary. Sam Kinison, the comedian, had joked about starvation for a population living in the desert. He said, you live in a desert. There's no food there. There's never going to be any food there. And the point I'm saying is you will never be able to fix a dietary disease with a pill. That's never going to happen. You can't reverse estrogenic chemicals with a pill. You have to avoid the chemicals. You have to avoid the toxic food. And the only thing that seems to work is people have to know meat is a poison, okay? Cooking oils are poisons. Don't eat that stuff, okay? In the processed food, there's tons of secondary poisons with the MSG, the aspartame, goes on and on. Okay, best diet, we've been through this before, low fat, low sodium, 100% vegan, 100% organic. No meats, no sweets, no oil, no caffeine, no alcohol, no tobacco, no MJ. None of that crap, okay? I see a lot of patients cognitively impaired from MJ. Do not think that that's no big deal. MJ is bad for the brain. Okay, get a carbon water filter, preferably for the whole house. Okay, that's the topic for today.